like Beta has been pretty quick to get those bans right away. They're not really wasting too much time. They know and they're targeting right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, and the extra seconds do add up in a best of 5 series, so I personally appreciate it here. Because normally 8 p.m. EST, it's like, yeah, it's a good start time for a best of 3. Even if you go the distance, it's like, yeah, you go to bed a bit later, but it's fine. But best of 5, it can add up here. But just on for a bit of time. The jungle pool definitely getting pinched here with that Olaf ban. Has been pushed a little bit more towards the jungle with the changes, but still rocking solid in that top lane. I'm curious how that's going to affect the prio here in this draft, because the Shinzao is still available. That is a pretty strong pick. Probably the most dominant jungler available still. There's definitely other options. I'm leaning towards the Shinzao. Okay, it's gonna be the Talia. Strong flex pick.
Yeah, it can go, one of two ways, possibly three, depending on how deep Champions is. Seraphine also being banned out on that other side, a great disengage tool. So I'm guessing Nameless is going to be looking for something that really hits hard and hits often if they are wanting to stop that disengage here. And Skarner being hovered right now, those new changes being made to him make him a big nuisance in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think Skarner was enabled for playoffs, but I guess enough time has passed here. And yeah, strong jungler, had to get some hotfix nerfs recently just due to the fact that they swung a little too hard, but still rocking pretty solidly here in the jungle. Gonna give you that big beefy front line. I haven't really seen enough of the new Skarner to make any definitive conclusions yet, but you do have this giant meatball that he's gonna run you down. Can of course get 3 people with that ultimate now, which is definitely a Pogger's moment. Of course, you are going to have to run the gauntlet here, which can be a little bit of an issue. So we'll see if they're able to deal with that whole ordeal.
Yeah, kind of that big risk, big reward. If you do end up grabbing, 2 or 3 main components there too. Ari also being picked up, a great mid flex pick here. That really just doesn't have any gaping holes in the lane. You land a charm on the wrong person here towards that other side, and that can spell disaster here late game. Aatrox also being picked up, great top lane bully. They hovered the Xin Zhao, but looks like they're gonna be picking it up here on the 3rd pick as well. So jungle prios being picked right away here, and possibly a double mid as well. So possibly BOL lane being the point of contention here for the final picks and bans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a strong topside locked in here from Dorado Gaming. Aatrox can do some pretty decent work early on, but you pair that with Shinzao. Shinzao can kind of make any laner opponent just due to the fact you're so strong early game, and you can apply a lot of pressure here in that top side. We'll see how that affects the Nameless org here, how they're able to deal with it, because you don't really want this Aatrox snowballing, or the Talia for that matter, but definitely more so the Aatrox here. This is going to be the top lane matchup locked in here with the Cassante as the counter pick, and as you can imagine, very heavy focus in the second round here for taking away the bot lanes, because that's kind of all that's left.
Yeah, nobody wants to see a giant blitzcrank grab over, Raptor Pit or anything like that, or you're just roaming around and all of a sudden you're caught into that 1v5 roams potential, as well as Pike going out. A lot of great, team fights there, the resets, great gold coming out here. And then on the opposite side, we see the Ashe and the Cog. Ashe, a great way to kind of kite maneuver around, make those plays happen, and Cog, just the late game beast that he is. So it looks like VAR is being picked up here, another great engage tool with that ultimate, being able to pin people down, the health shred, and a couple of ways that you can build him, the on-hit AP. There's different ways, and possibly Ezreal. Nope, we're just going through the gauntlet here. Other side for 80 carries.
Yeah, there's still a lot of options available, even though we have the Jinx, Zeri, Cogman, Ashe ban out. The Varus was kind of the strongest of what's left over. The Smolder actually going to be locked in here. Do worry about that a little bit into the Varus, who tends to have a decently strong early laning phase. Of course, though, I don't think we're going to see the lethality Varus this match because, well, you kind of need some consistent damage here, and it's not really going to be coming from the Ahri. So probably going to be wanting that on hit Varus here. So not as dominating in the lane. Will give Smolder a little bit more time to hit that breakpoint. 225 stacks is the magic number. Compared with that Alistar here. So Dorado Gaming, I mean, very strong engage here just between Alistar and Shinzao. It's quite the front line, and then you have quite the back line here just thanks to the fact that you have Smolder.
Yeah, their team comp can definitely engage or disengage when they want to with that Talia as well, being that pick. But that Smolder's just that ticking time bomb. Yes, now we add a little bit more time to that time bomb, but still very effective in that late game presence. So I'm gonna hope I mean, with the comp, there's got to be some early ganks. There's got to be some lane that you really kind of pinch point with the Xinjiao to really kind of ramp things up. And as you said, if that Aatrox does get ahead, that's going to be a great time, pulling someone else to that top lane to help Cassante really deal with him. And it looks like, ooh, the Queen of Disengage as well. Let's have everyone attack everyone else, just
Yeah.
the cluster.
Yeah, the Queen of Anti-Dive too, just due to the fact like they dive you and then they just start hitting each other. It's like,
Yes.
you know, kind of hard to engage into that. You have the Unbreakable still available though as the Alistar. Of course, you can't cleanse it. Definitely gonna suck though if you are Shinzao, if you are Aatrox, just going into that. Um, Wonder if the Renata's more for a lane thing though, because there's some pretty good disengage potential here for the Renata Glask, of course, but usually you pick it into harder dive, I feel. And it's not like Dorado Gaming has like the hardest dive composition coming out.
Yeah, there's definitely some room for them to back out, but since I was definitely one of those, once you get in there, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to be going all in. So I'm hope, like you said, maybe it's a lane phase pick where it's gonna be a little bit stronger for Vars. They're gonna kind of snowball that into objectives. They get to roam uh, to mid side. They can go for Dragon. They can go for Rift Herald. Those little advantages early that can really scale them up. Because once beta does scale, it's gonna become a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly the Smolder here. That is the time bomb, like we have mentioned. And Nameless, they don't have the quote unquote best backline access here because Skarner does have to run into you. The Ari can miss Charm, I mean, it's pretty reliable, but the fact that you can miss Charm, the fact that you are a little vulnerable, does sour things in the Cassante. You're able to 4,800 stamina, then yeah, sure, but if you're not able to, it can be a bit tricky here, so we'll see. Nameless definitely have tools to get into this backline, but you do wish there was a little bit more oomph for diving onto this Smolder here.
Yeah, there's nothing really to get to the back line unless you got some great positioning. Someone forgets to rotate out. You have a deep ward in the back. There's a TP. This is kind of the time for Skarner to really shine, to really move over that terrain, pick that Smolder out, really get them into there, and then kind of take out the main priority on that team. So, looking at this, who is your pick? Who's your game one winner?
I'm leaning a little towards Dorado Gaming here because I feel like the Smolder should just be able to have a very large impact this game and just be able to nuke everyone on the enemy team. Of course, Nameless do have the X factor of the Skarner, which I know is decently strong like right now, not overbearingly strong, but fairly strong. And I haven't seen enough of that, so maybe the Skarner just runs over this one. I don't know. We'll see. But leaning towards Dorado Gaming and Smolder right now.
Perfect. I'm gonna go on the opposite coin of that, and with that X factor of Nameless, all it takes is one Ari charm. The Varus is gonna come through, the Queen of Disengage right there. Besides Anivia, it's gonna pop out. I feel unless there's something that really hinders them, they're just gonna snowball through this.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see which one of us is correct here on the flip side of the break, though, because we are going to take a short break for spectator delay. Don't go anywhere, gamers. We will be back in a jiffy with game number one of this best of five series. Winner gets to go on, loser is out of the tournament for good. So don't tune out. Stay tuned in. I think that's, I don't know. Stay watching. We'll
Stick
see you on
around.
the flip side. We're sober rock gamers. We're onto the rift here. Game number 1. You can feel some excitement in the air, even though, I mean, it's a standard 5-person fan here, so we're probably not going to see anything too spicy. Could maybe see a late invade here, but no one's really clumping up to do anything here. So
Yeah,
very neutral stances here.
was hoping to see something, maybe just a little bit of a hint of aggression at game 1, but you also don't want to get too far behind on game 1 just in the first couple of minutes, and all of a sudden, Smolder has 5 kills, and now you're looking at a giant uphill battle. So I understand why, but as a spectator, I kind of want the blood.
Yeah, I mean, even as a caster too, it's like, because it's either, it's just always more exciting. Like, yeah, man, we can just keep setting up how these lanes are going to shape up, or they could just all kill each other level 1 and give us a spectacle. But this is kind of expected. Game number 1 of
Can't.
best of 5 series, usually a trend setter, bit of a tempo setter for the vibe/mood going into the whole rest of the night.
Yeah, you don't want to show your hand too much, but you also want to kind of feel the opponent out. One game down, it's not too big of a battle uphill or anything like that. You just gotta recover for game 2 and kind of go from there. That game 2 and 3 is kind of where the key games lie. So, nothing too crazy here as far as items and sums. We've got double TP on both sides. Ignite, no cleanse though coming out from Varus. I don't think he'll really need it unless, Alistair really grabs on him, but by that time it should be a little too late.
Yeah, Ghost gonna be very nice. Assuming you're, of course, not going to CC lock like you mentioned here. Level 2 coming out first here for the Nameless bot lane though. Just a minion or 2. Be very nice. Because you hate losing the level 2 ward to an Alistar lane just due to the fact. Oh hey, they got headbutt pulve now. We're getting all in because we're level 1 and they're level 2. Won't have to deal with that though. One of the powers of Dorado, of course, since you are range support, it lets you get pry over the wave much more easily. You can see just all these ranged auto attacks coming out from Llama right now. They'll push this wave into the enemy turret.
Yeah, just a giant stack there. We see junglers, nothing too crazy here, just kind of clearing the jungles full. Going to possibly do a full clear here. There is a ward towards that blue side for Xin Zhao, so he will be spotted out once he gets there, which, that information is key definitely early, just knowing when you can be aggressive, and I think the spot lane is going to take full advantage of it.
Yeah, we see the ping come out too, so they know where Dorado is right now. Of course, Nameless definitely had a general idea, considering they placed that one earlier, saw that the buff was still, or the blue buff was still up on that top side, so probably was a bot side start here for Naraku's Xin Zhao. Just confirming very. Ooh, okay, if that's nice.
Actually, Brock going down from Ari being a little too aggressive here. Just another auto attack flash speed. Taking out first blood by Talia, but does trade the kill back to Ari.
I am surprised that Frosty the Snowman just didn't walk away there. I mean, good on them. They're able to get the kill. They knew they could get the kill, but oof.
Yeah, Frosty taking a
close there.
He took a little bit damage there when he did step up. Took the full Talia wombo combo, but on the backside of that, Talia had no mana to speak of, and then once she stepped in the tower range, yeah, just maybe a back off, but 1 for 1. Yes, you got first blood, nothing too crazy yet, just a 2 CS difference there. Towards the mid lane, TPing using both, back to it. Hopefully they go back and forth like this. I like to see mid just be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't expecting a solo kill in the mid lane this early on. Of course, once Frosty the Snowman hits level 6, definitely can see those coming on around. And we'll see. Because Frosty did not use their flash in that play. That can be big here, even though you're down that extra 100 gold. Hold that thought, headbutt pole.
Yep. Alistair going in there does find the Varus. Backside Xin Zhao looking as well. Passive goes down, try to get a kill, but everyone's a little too healthy, unfortunately. And a good gank, lane gank there from Xin Zhao.
Also fighting in a bit of a wave there. Ravon just tanking up way too much from the minions there. Headbutt pulved, Ignite popped. Kind of had a flash earlier there. Well, they didn't flash at all, so still saving that here for the next time that happens. But had they flashed, they would have survived. And yeah, Dorado's just coming in as the Xin Zhao, locking down that kill. Making sure now that Dorado Gaming Beta up 2-1 right now. See what that translates to Haven't been able to convert it into objectives yet because, of course, the dragon kind of did just spawn about 25 seconds ago, and the grubs aren't spawning for another 35 yet. Oh, chains do land? Okay.
Yeah, this top side is going to be a little bit of a one-sided until we get a couple more items. The sustain from that Aatrox and that able to poke out here. Looks like mid lane, though. Ari just going to be zooming around a little bit with his spirit. Not quite using up the rush yet, though. Skarner being the pulverize his own method there of pushing the Alistair. Unfortunately, just a little too tanky. He's running away here. The Ignite goes down. Charm going out as well. Not going to find anyone, but Skarner here picking up the kill. Yeah, Zenzel on the side here looking for another target. No 6 from Skarner just yet. There's still a 3v2. Health bars are a little low, so they just want to back out here. But it looks like Zenzel's going to be invading towards that as well. Smolder getting a little bit of poke down on the bars, and the fights here. Unfortunately, Zenzel's going to walk away with nothing to show for it, and possibly a plate as well for the bars.
But of course, because of these blinking health bars here and the mid jungle duo for Nameless, I mean, you know, Frosty kind of had to back here. You saw the bigger picture. They kind of have to back there as well. It's gonna net you the first 3 grubs here for free, or the very least 2. I don't see anyone contesting these, but we'll say 2 just to be safe. Nice little heads up there. Even though you lose the kill, you do get the objective off the back end. I'll give you some extra value here in this early game if you're able to get some plates with that extra 2 damage. If not, extra pushing power never.
Yeah, just hoping for another 2 there to kind of really complete the cycle for the 5. No, you can leave that 6 up for grabs. Well, it looks like Dragon being the objective taken on the other side here, knowing that grubs just to get taken here, and a little bit of tank now going towards Nameless.
Dragon gonna be nice to have here. Give that a little extra juice scaling. Give you that extra stack towards Soul Point. Just a classic trade of objectives here. Even though Riot changed the spawn so you can't literally just trade them on spawn.
Unfortunate, but Riot Indie Company, you know, what can you do? So it looks like nothing too crazy yet going across the board. We do see a Dark Seal coming out for that Ari. Hopefully trying to make some plays here early. Maybe, you know, run around a little bit and try to get a couple of picks to really get that scaled out towards that mid game to become that beast. That electric proc going down on that Ari that is most commonly built, and it kind of shows right there how much damage it can do early.
Yep, very nice little combo there coming out from Frosty the Snowman there. Charm was kind of blind too. I mean, they saw Blue Shell walking over that ward, so at most it was like half a second of blindness there. Still gotta give props where they are due. Does have to be careful here though. Duraco's hovering in the mid lane. Doing the Raptors right now. Could loop around to get there. Oh.
A little deja vu here. Var's kind of be picking out at the same spot there. Skarner, though, able to push back the Alistair, taking a couple of shots, is going to be falling here, and that is a kill for the Vars. They try to grab the support as well, but a flash being used, or sorry, the AD carry, the cleanse and the flash being used on that Smolder. And Skarner now will take away that vision and walk away happy with that gank.
Yep, great gank there. Coming out of the bigger picture, able to just kind of yoink back Frost Hook into their own turret with the new Skarnery. Stoppable.
Yeah, top lane here, they're looking for the Cassante. Ghost being popped here. Low health bar.
Ooh.
Flash tries to Q, unfortunately not able to, as he just gets out of range here. Skarner, once again a battle. Another deja vu moment here, going for that battle in the jungle. Looks like everyone's going to be kind of tossed around here. Ari using the flash, trying to get over there. A bunch of stones and piles of rocks being sent out. Unfortunately, not going to find anyone. Aatrox moving over here for the kill. Alt going over for Zinzao. Unfortunately, that little bubble shield, making sure that no one can really do anything in that protective circle. Cassante not being able to roam with him as well. Low health bar up top there, trying to say, hey guys, let's just back out here, and he will be leaving here. Zinzao also taking that red off of that fight.
Oh my. Yeah, as a jungler, this is always one of the most BM things you can do. Like, kill the enemy jungler, just take some of their stuff. I mean, you know, there weren't any objectives up on the map, so might as well. Still, great way to demoralize the enemy jungler here, and this Skarner for the bigger picture. been a bit hit or miss so far. You know, 1-1-1 has had some successful ganks, but we've seen they've also taken punishment there. It was enough
Yeah,
to
just
just end their life.
a little too zealous there, just trying to get more than what they had. They could have easily just backed out and said, hey, we don't want this fight because Sante's not able to help. They're going to be rotating. Let's just take what we got and call it happy here. So Grub's here spawning short. It looks like that will be the next point of contention. Alistair not roaming up to meet that right away, but ended up staying towards the bot side. And it looks like we are going to get the full roam squad over here. Already using that
So
TP. Probably going to be pushing that wave and also moving back over.
yeah, we got some big items coming through here. You see the entire mid through top side for Dorado Gaming. That's their first item complete here. Yes, one is the stacking Seraphs, but still a noticeable diff compared to just the Malignants right now on Frosty the Snowman. Top lane.
Aatrox just kind of sticking towards home here, and with that blue buff, just going to get his abilities back just a little too quickly here. Xin Zhao as well, trying to find a little bit of help. Does end up getting it, grabbing the assist as well, and now that should be a free grub taking for them.
It's gonna be the 6 stack too here. Very unfortunate. Master Gamer was just trying to push out that wave there. Maybe get some plates for himself here because having a rough time in this lane as Cassante. Yes, this is their first death. They've been holding on pretty solidly for the most part, but still down 20 CS, now down that extra death as well. 2-0 Aatrox is going to be very spooky to deal with here. It's going to be exacerbated just due to the fact there are 6 grubbies.
Yeah, already doing a good job of doing the dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge technique here of the mid, trying to just get rid of everything. But with the Aatrox pushing up, that CS lead is going to grow bigger and bigger. And I think we talked about this in the pre-game lobby about how difficult he was going to be if he started snowballing ahead. Now you're going to have to send another person up there to fight. That leaves that 4v3 on the other side, especially in this game 1 best of 5. You want to come out strong and swinging. Red team taking the dragon there. That is 2 for them. Skarner being the next point of contention here, as he's going to be locked down. And ooh, there is good all. Unfortunately, not able to follow up with that. Trying to keep him alive and get the kill, but not able to find anyone. A nice vision ward here. Going to try to stop his back. Ends up doing that. Gives Cassante a little more room here. Alistair going in though. Smashing everyone up there. Tower shots being taken, but unfortunately, the tower's not enough to deter them. There is a trade, the Vars on the backside, popping that ghost and being able to stop. Ultimate being used here. They are going for Vars. 3 teammates now just hiving, and unfortunately they do end up getting the kill. Ari with the Spirit Rush in the mid lane does get a trade kill off of that 450 for that shutdown here. But the tower is getting taken. Those grubs are really doing work.
Yeah, Llama and Revan, they have the back there, but Llama wanting to cancel the back reveals their location in that brush. And Revon's back is canceled about 1 or 2 seconds remaining, and it ends up costing both their lives. Yes, it is a 2 for 3 in the end if we want to include the mid lane there and the kill that was taken at Dragon. But I think you would have rather just had your bot lane survive that whole ordeal and take the 1 for 1 if you include mid lane and the Dragon.
Yeah, it's okay to stop the back, but then you kind of have to play safe after that. Once again, we see that where, yes, we got advantage. You know, we lost Garner, but at the end of the day, we got the dragon. Mid lane got a kill. We could have just said, yep, that's enough for us. So great job on the other side here for them really to kind of punish and capitalize on those mistakes.
Of course, though, all being said, now 3-0 into Aatrox. Triple longswords. Still has the Eclipse complete. So gonna be insanely scary to deal with here in these fights.
How is he holding all these long swords? The man has 2 hands and 3 swords. Something's not adding up.
I mean, there's never any technical logic in what they do with the organization. Like, the oldest joke was, oh, why does Cassiopeia build dudes?
Yes. Not anymore. Riot decided to fix that here. Cassante doing a great job of knocking it. But unfortunately, the grubs are going to be doing the damage here. And Skarner nowhere to be seen as top lane. Talia, Xin Zhao, and Aatrox pick up a kill. A nice roping rooms, or what do you call it? A group roam squad there, finding that. And Xin Zhao will be taking Rift as well for their victory.
And we see Alaskan Kodiak take on the enemy jungle here. Those are the one type of camp that I approve of my laner stealing of. Steal the enemy jungle camps, no, please. And yeah, just nice top side coming out here from Dorado Gaming. 2-0 Fortunes out, 4-0-2 on the Aatrox. Really, really strong dive, and I wouldn't call Aatrox dive. He runs at you fast, but really strong threats onto the enemy backline here.
Yeah, right now that top lane's becoming too big of a snowball. Bot lane, yes, they're sacking that time bomb that they have, but the mid game is going to be increased because of that 2-0 and 4 for the Xin Zhao, and the top lane, the Aatrox. Those two can really kind of roam around and put pressure wherever they want and put their will against whoever on the opposite side. So there's not a lot of room that, for stoppability here. So Aatrox, yes, he went down, helped with the dragon, got a kill. Unfortunately, they didn't pick it up, but Cassante had a whole bunch of pressure here, able to kind of catch up in CS, but once again now is down 20.
Yeah, just having a hard time here. Of course, it will get easier. You can see there's already the finished Iceborne, you have the Tab Eyes, you have Bramble Vest here. All armor all the way right now here for Master Gamer. They're going to be thankful for that. They get an insane amount of Tanginos unless they go all out. In which case, a lot less.
Yeah.
Right now,
and now this next dragon just going to be so crucial, because if they do end up picking this up here, that's going to be a 3 for 0. You put pressure on the next now for the next one. If you don't take this, that's Soul, and then Elder's going to be right on the back end of that. So we'll see if they end up, saying, hey, top laners come down here, we're going to full 5v5, or if Aatrox is just going to keep pushing to be that madman and really grab maybe another person up there.
Yep, right now, so both top laners do have TPs. So they can join this, provided there is a ward or minion they can TP to, and they certainly got their options right now. You can see the littering of wards in the river, and the dragon has been started. This is an on-hit bear, so will help you take that dragon decently quickly. Herald summon in the mid lane. TP's in the pits. Definitely going to be a fight here as this dragon's getting lower and lower. Is it a 50-50?
Yeah, not quite a 50, virtually. Not a lot of positioning going on. Ult going down, Xin Zhao being the point of contention as well as the cow. A lot of backside. Fortunately, Xin Zhao living through a whole bunch of it here. Aatrox picking up the kill, one. Cassante as well picking up, and Talia kind of drained back and forth there towards the backside. Already right away for her life. Unfortunately, aggroed the wolves and will go down for unfortunately being at the wrong place at the wrong time and attacking the camp. I wish I could say that never helps to me, but that definitely has happened before. A turret goes down as well. They pick up the dragon. Good news. Bad news, you lost 4 for it.
Yeah, don't ever say the wolves don't juice you there. Good lord. And the start of that fight, it looked good for Nameless. You're keeping the Alistar at bay, getting a lot of damage onto the enemy jungler, who has to pop the ulti early. But you're just getting pincered there. No attack, as the Smolder able to free fire there. There's still the now 5-0 and 4 Aatrox sitting on 2 items, just hammering away at you. It's kind of rough here. Of course, if Nameless can get the next dragon and secure themselves the 4-0 soul, that's going to be excellent. But as it stands, they are 6k down in the pot.
Yeah, and now 2-0 and 6 for that Smolder. It used to be 0-0-4. Now that time bomb speeding up quite a bit, and a few more ticks in the back of their brain as they go. There was just a little bit of too much separation in that fight. We had some towards the blue buff, rest in the dragon pit, and the rest also following back here. Looks like Cassante, unfortunately, is going to be taking a little too much damage here.
Oh no.
They go down.
Oh,
Another fight
no.
here breaking out, and you don't want to see this, unfortunately. If you're Nameless, you are kind of getting running ragged here as the time bomb once again speeding up. You cut the wrong wire and another 20 minutes off the clock. Xin Zhao 3-1 and 10, 504, 427. There's just a lot of, unfortunately, momentum swinging away from Nameless.
Yeah, and that wasn't even at full force there. Alaskan Kodiak pushing bot lane the entire time. Of course, it wasn't a pure 4v5 there. It was just one pick into another pick into another pick into fight at that point. And that's just going to give him the Baron here. And bot lane turret. Dorado Gaming, this is kind of their games at this point here, Gitano.
Yeah, it was kind of the ants go marching one by one, unfortunately, in that effect. You know, you got to use the buddy system while you're warding, but also make sure that the team can follow up, or if that one person is cut out, you got to say, all right, the need of the few are not going to outweigh the need of the many.
And, yeah, have fun dealing with that. You're still going to have to deal with Baron buff being up when the next dragon spawns. Yes, you can sack the next 3 here without worrying of giving over the soul, but the thing is, the Chemtech soul is like the one major thing you have in the tank right now for your Nameless. None of your lanes are really winning all that hard. And it's just the fact that you can bank on getting that soul here, getting that huge influx of invisible stats, thanks to the benefit of the soul. And yeah, this is just another freebie.
Yeah, unfortunately, Renata just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the wombo combo between the Alistair and just some of them finding with that Talia being able to knock them back to it. Grub's taking too much damage on those turrets, and I feel like they're just gonna keep running it here. Aatrox pulling those as much as he can as well. He's kind of the unstoppable force towards the top side. No need for a Malphite when you have a giant man with a whole bunch of swords, and they're just gonna be taking the tower here uncontested.
Oh, it's being contested, but there's not enough damage pulling out. Good charm. They should force out the Crescent Guard.
Yeah, fight breaking out here. Xin Zhao able to resist everything kind of here. The ult going down by Renata, but there's too much spacing. TP used by Aatrox. Yes, they had a good pick on the side. They got low, but unfortunately there's just too much into the anti-burst that you're trying to dish out here, and unfortunately the Varus is not producing enough damage with that Ahri on the side. Yes, she did great in lane, but unfortunately not able to follow up in some of these instances. And the wombo combo, once again, Alistair being that point of the sword, trying to get a kill to survive, and this will be game 1.
Game 1, and it's pretty damn quick here too. 22.5 minutes on the clock. It didn't feel that snowballing here. It was really just that third dragon. Yes, you get it, but you give up so much there. And then right after that, everybody just kind of dies right before the Baron here, Gitano. And that's what just kind of led to this game just spiraling out of control and ending this quickly.
Yeah, a 4 for 0. You take the dragon, but at what cost? So maybe a little bit more of regrouping here for game 2. We'll see what kind of adjustments they make and see what they come out with.
Yeah, ooh, a lot of damage here. It's actually the Talia for blue shell that does the most damage we can see on the graph. Interestingly enough, taking a closer look at some of these numbers. Yeah, kind of about what you expect here. And I'm curious to see what Nameless does going into the second game here, Gitano, because it kind of felt like Dorado Gaming, they kind of just had the upper leg. They had the first call on basically everything this match, except for the dragons.
Yeah, they did a great job of rotating, great job of ganking, and yes, there was a little bit of stumble in the beginning here, but they really recovered nicely here, and Xin Zhao kind of asserting that pressure when he needed to, and getting that Aatrox ahead as well. I think that was huge, just making sure that Aatrox kind of carried the game towards the top side, making sure that he was always comfortable, able to help in TP. Yes, he gave up dragons, but at the end of the day, they got the win.
Yeah, got the win before the soul came in, so we'll see what happens next match here. This game 2 should be coming up in a jiffy here, so don't get anywhere. We're taking a short break while we get things ready. And yeah, game 2 coming up.
We'll be back.
Hello, we are back and already into this actually. A lot of familiar faces on the board here. Everything is a returning ban except that Tulia, except that Aatrox. We'll see what the B1 pick here is. It's going to be that Skarner. Did do pretty decent last game in terms of the damage department early on, but did have some problems getting caught, especially around those top side objectives here. Nameless though, going to be returning to Old Faithful.
Yeah, Skarner not doing a bad job. We didn't see any GOAT plays out of it, but it was also solid. Yes, a little bit of hiccups in that early game, but we did see a lot of great ganks coming in there, and it looks like possibly a Zinzao return from the other side.
Yep. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Of course, the Wukong
Exactly.
was banned last game. Pretty solid in their own right. It's going to be locking that in. Hui, though, going to be locked in blind here. Of course, that is a flex. It can be support. It can be mid. There is also technically the bot lane APC Hui, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that here. But strong overall pick right now. We'll see if there's a counter pick coming out here from Nameless, or if they try and lock in their bot lane here before the picks really get pinched.
Yeah, Syndra also possibly picked up a great burst champion, really able to catch someone out too. You do scatter, and if unfortunately it catches out the wrong person, that is a great pick potential being picked up here. So great burst and damage, and Aphelios as well. Someone you don't really see too often, but really in this, it's how you play the champ, not who you play. Because if you play them at an expert caliber, it can definitely be, taken seriously. So I'm happy to see it. See what it brings to the table here, and Cassante being picked up.
All right, just gonna be blinding the Cassante here. I mean, Nameless between the Syndra and Aphelios here. That's already pretty strong scaling here for a front to back fight. So all they got to lock in here in their next picks is probably something in the top lane that's decently tanky that can go toe to toe with Cassante, and probably just something in the support here that can also engage, can also peel. Like, you don't need to be reinventing the wheel here with this composition. It's kind of clear that Nameless, they want to front to back here.
Yeah, Braum being kicked out as well. A great level 1, being able to catch someone out. You throw a giant door at someone, they're going to be stunned up here for a little bit. MF being taken away as it was hovered before the Cassante was picked, so maybe a little bit of foreshadowing that they suspected, and they're going to just take it off the board just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, MF is interesting. I mean, hasn't really been the highest prio ever since the lethality nerfs. Then also, I believe Ghostblade is still bugged on ranged champions where it doesn't grant the move speed. I might be wrong about that. They might have fixed it, but it hasn't been as high prio. Of course, can pressure the Aphelios in lane, which I'm guessing might be why it is banned away. Other than that, though, we'll have to see. I'm expecting the 80 carry to be the lock-in here for the next pick. Or no, the support should be the R4 lock-in here, because you kind of already know the enemy ADC. Might as well lock in whatever support's strongest.
Yeah, Orin being taken his way, so no upgrades, unfortunately, going to be seen here by Nameless. We'll see what they end up banning here at the last pick. And it looks like Pike, another returning ban. They banned away Blitz and Pike towards the end here now. So we'll see if the Blitzcrank Coup is going to be someone that they're going to pick up. Does not look like it. Ashe being picked up can be a little bit of a, flex towards the support. We've seen it, but we'll see where the slow ends up wanting to go.
Yeah, it could technically be Hui Ashe bot here in either one of the combinations. Of course, though, Blitzcrank here for a Nameless would be pretty decent pick right now. You see the Hui, you see the Ashe, 2 great champions to hook on in. Could be the option here. Of course, they could just also keep to the MO here and lock in some more front to back. Really, what would be interesting here, gives you a nice peel for the backline and that extra utility. Doesn't mean, though, this top laner, I'm expecting someone tanky, someone engagey, because you don't want to be relying on a Skarner just running at the enemy team as your best engage.
Yeah, something kind of full force here. We'll see if they end up going something all in like a Malphite, or if they want something a little bit more bruisery. That's going to be, once again, peeling those the enemy team up towards him for a 2v1 here. Mordekaiser being hovered here. We'll see if it is locked. And it looks like time will run out, so it will be Mord. Kind of taking people to the Shadow Realm and seeing what their soul is worth.
Yep. Not exactly hard engage here, but should match decently into the Cassante. We'll bring in extra source of magic damage. That is nice. Doesn't mean, though, the Blitzcrank has gotten through, is going to be locked in here. Blitzcrank does pretty well into this composition. I mean, you hook the melee, you hook the Aphelios, you hook the Syndra. 3 out of 5 possible targets. They're probably going to die.
Yeah, especially when you know that Skarner likes to come from the side area, and kind of really pop up over some sort of terrain and get to you, and Mordekaiser is going to be off. So there's a lot of pickies that Blitzcrank
Mhm.
can grab here. But, if he does end up going, definitely not Blitzcrank. We're going to have to unfortunately name him as another champion. So if he does pick the skin, we'll worry about it then.
Yeah. Dorado Gaming, of course, do have to worry about getting outscaled here. Ash Wei, I mean, they both scale decently. They both can scale well, but compared to Filio Syndra, you're going to get a little outjuiced in that department here. So, going to be wanting to land those blitz hooks to secure the unfair fights or just end the game early on. They managed to end it in 22 and a half minutes last time around, so it wouldn't be the first time this series if they do end the game quickly before the enemy team can really scale up.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of happens here. Pick bands done here, so we'll go to a spectator delay here shortly. Grab some popcorn, whatever snacks you need, and we'll head right into game 2.
Oh, Caddy? Hello, gamers. Game number 2 of the day here. We all saw game number 1, Dorado, able to take that one in 22 and a half-ish minutes there. Pretty commanding, very snowbally around that third dragon to Baron Point there to let them just secure the game. Of course, Dorado was ahead before then. Been pretty good. Funnily enough, though, no real action in this level 1 here, even though there is a Blitzcrank.
Yeah, nothing too crazy coming out. Just a Syndra trying to pop a ball over, getting hit with Skarner getting hit there with the way ability. Just the amount of area that you can hit someone there. They might do some cheeky late invading here. They're all kind of stacked up. There are no wards except for towards the bottom. If they kind of cave around, there might be something going on. And it looks like we are going to get it. There is nothing here really to stop them from this here.
Yep, not spotted out. Of course, though, we can see here the bigger picture has started topside as a Skarner. And is starting leashless. So not in any danger right now of getting hooked, at least. Is going to be a potential 3 buff, though, it depends. It looks like Llama and Revon did spot out where the pathing from Frostchoke and No Stack was, giving them a hint that maybe they might not have a red buff.
Yeah, pinged it out. I'm sure Skarner will adjust here and possibly go towards that top side. Does have a ward as well towards the Raptors there, just in case they do end up finding someone that way. But it looks like he is headed towards bot side after these wolves here, possibly. But Zinzao doing the full clear on the opposite side. Might even come back behind this. And, you know, yes, you get level 2 towards the bot, but Zinzao pops around. I'm sure he'll get level 2 by then. Blitzcrank hooks someone. That could spell disaster for the spot lane.
Oh, and the bigger picture is actually pathing bot side, so they don't know this fully here.
Correct. Blitzcrank walking up here. Flash is being burnt out there. Hook going down. Unfortunately, not able to find Aphelios for that. Gonna get a little bit of a trade back. They will spot out the red. Flash is being blown and a ghost as well, but oh, that could have been spelling disaster for him.
Yeah, I thought that was a guaranteed kill there. But not able to land that hook there amazingly, Revon, with the fancy feet. And because they saw where Drakos was coming from, they kind of know, yeah, all right, we do a little bit of vertical jungling. Bigger picture is going to hurt a little bit in clear time because of that. They were pathing the spot side. We saw that all happen. But I don't think Galactic. Okay.
Yeah, Flash being burnt there, trying to push him towards tower, taking one tower shot and blowing the Mordekaiser Flash on the opposite side there. But Mordekaiser really kind of getting the better of that trade here and really showing why he's such an oppressor in the lane. Does choke up that Blitzcrank just enough here for nothing. Zinzao going towards the bot side. They already blown the flashes and the ghost. Unfortunately, nothing's going to be able to cleanse this out. And first blood going over to Zinzao.
There it is, the good old just gank again while your flash is down. This top brush is also warded as well, so the bigger picture can't really look too fishy in terms of a counter dive or response dive in the top side here. At least without being spotted, is going to waddle on and off. Good luck for something mid lane here, Blue Shell. A little pushed up. You know, not the most gankable position, but it's not against the turret. Oh, stunned his land.
Yeah, stun land right into that. Unfortunately, taking a couple of tower shots, but Skarner is able to chunk out right at the last second there and pick up the kill. That was a great job, Syndra, pushing up there. Yes, had low health bar, but was able to trust support there. Bigger picture for that as well. Mordekaiser still going back and forth with this. I just can't wait. I think he's going to be running this this top lane ragged.
Yeah, I'm also surprised the Skarner E goes that far because the bigger picture didn't even have Ghost Pop their tier 2 boots there. I know the distance scales decently with /move speed.
Yeah, it was that X factor of maybe people not knowing quite yet where his boundaries lie, but the spot lane could be in trouble again. Zinzao right towards the back of them. They're going to be looking for that Blitzcrank hook. Easy dragon. Could spell disaster.
Splash over. What?
Yeah, they're looking for that Aphelios. There is nothing on there. Zinzao able to get in there as well. There should be a kill going towards the Ashe now this time. couple of shots going on, and Dragon being the next thing that is pinged. We do have Syndra on that other side. There is no ult, unfortunately, for her for this fight, and Skarner kind of roaming up there, but I think they're just going to say, all right, one Dragon, let's just leave it.
I mean, beautiful play there. You're able to get the kill, you're able to get the Dragon here, and you're feeling fine and dandy. Of course, the Grubbies haven't respawned yet, or haven't spawned yet, so can't contest, well, can't respond with that, able to grab that. The through the wall coming through, nice stun.
Yeah, looks like we're looking for the Xin Zhao. Ashe going down, and now Xin Zhao as well. 2 for 0, and they are not done here. Pops up the way just a little bit. Not too much of a day. Blitzcrank pulling that Skarner underneath. Great tankiness by him. Allows him to get out of there, though. Picking up that Cinder Hulk for the last fight that they are in here. 2 for 0 on that trade.
Yeah. 2 for 1 if you want to include the bot lane fight beforehand.
True.
But still, coming out in your favor. Of course, the Dragon going over to Dorado Gaming, they are going to appreciate that. It's going to give them a little bit of extra scaling here to keep up with the enemy team in the long run, and give them that all-important 1 extra stack towards that soul here. So, we'll see.
Skarner now looking towards that top side objective here, getting some grubs early as well. Bot lane having a great pressure time on that, and definitely with that Mordekaiser being able to come over and help if that wave does push. They don't have any vision here, and this could spell disaster here for Ashe. Has to flash away, does burn the ghost as well, and that was a great job being patient and just letting her make the mistake.
Could see a fight around grubs here. We see mid lane and jungle collapsing from Dorado. 2 grubs are already down. This has been sniffed out. See if Dorado is able to snag 1 grub for themselves here to deny the 6 stack coming out. But have to give up your life. Does get the 1. Does flash out, so not having to give up their life. Hold that button. Never mind.
Yeah, Skarner unfortunately not able to pin him up against the wall there. Scatters of the week trying to grab, so unfortunately not able to find anyone. A lot of flashes being blown.
Ooh.
Wake picking up the kill on the Skarner, and they are not done yet here. That giant hammer swinging down and catching the kill. There's over the wall there for Settinger. Great job scattering and just picking up the kill over there. They're not done yet though. Xin Zhao going in, trying to find, but unfortunately may have bit up more than he can chew. Sintra able to live, not going to die to any camps here, like we saw towards the last game here, and going to be pushing that out. Great roam by Milo, getting up there.
3 for 1 there in the end. And yeah, good by Nameless there. They already had the 2 grubs, and Dorado really desperate to just steal 1 of those grubs. It looked fine at the start there. You're able to get the 1 steal and then flash on out. But then you want to re-engage. The chase is really strong. And then we also saw Durakos there just kind of hanging around to try and clear out the Raptors there. They could have gotten out there, but trying to clear their jungle camp when they were in mortal danger. Of course, you know, we kind of saw what was happening in hindsight's 2020. Still, do want to ask, maybe you should have just backed there.
Was it worth the flash, you know? But, you know, it all depends on the next one. Yes, you did strike away 1, so if they end up knocking in the 5 stack, you know, that is a bonus to the positive, but also what did you give up at that point? The Syndra now 303 tier stacked, lost chapter already going. You know, that's going to be a completed item for the next back as well.
That can be either the Malignance or the gun or the Seraph Sickness. I think Seraph builds out of the Fiendish Codex. I haven't kept up with all the new changes to the lost chapter items.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the Hextech gun here, but you never know what's in these players' minds here. So Dragon spawning up here in a minute, so it looks like they're trying to clear the vision, grab a little pressure there. Top side, looks like Mordekaiser will not be able to answer with the TP, but Cassante will be there in case the team does call. This might be, or not, was this might be used? Either way, the scuttle goes down, granting that for sure vision here along the coast, and we'll see if they end up trying to pick someone out before they get to the dragon pit, or if they're just going to wait until that dragon does start.
Have 40 seconds to make up your mind until the dragon's up. And yeah, like you said here though, the TP difference in the top lane might be pretty huge. Yes, you do have 2 grubs here for Master Gamer. You know, if Alaskan Kodiak does TP out there, that is going to put some extra pressure on the turret, but having a 5v4, you're probably not going to be getting enough plates to counteract the potential losses there if it does go sour. For a hook right now. Chilling.
Yeah, a lot of pings going down here. It looks like they were trying to collapse on the blitz. Xin Zhao going in towards the Syndra. Unfortunately, does get pushed away right at the end as there was going to be a kill going down. Skarner does pick up a kill. They are looking for that Ash, but to slow the amount that is able to come out of her and really kind of pressure everyone off. Wade picking up a kill for that Skarner, just trying to save that Ash, but there was nothing she was already backing. Maybe back off of. Let's see here. What was that? Was that a 2-for-1 I'm seeing here?
I believe so. Yeah. 7
so,
5 now. Yeah. Could have definitely
been a
gone
lot
worse
worse.
there. We saw how low those health bars were, but
yeah, TP using by Cassante here, so doesn't want to lose more than he already has. But the dragon already started here, and it will go down 2-0 for the dragons.
Let's go, Cloud Soul. My favorite one. For a hook here, stun might buy enough time. Hook does reach though. It does land.
Ends up grabbing the Syndra here, trying to just delay a little bit for that Milo. Does get the health regen that is coming out. Zin's out, grabbing the shutdown, able to run out there as well, burning the flash. Mordekaiser just sticking in the pocket there, trying to grab someone. Does end up grabbing the blitz, but there's too many people here to end up. Oh, it does. Skarner grabbing the kill towards blitz and Ash killing the Mordekaiser on the backside. So the grubs will be fully taken over unless Milo and Skarner want to really try to do something here. See if a play ends up being made.
I don't think that happens. If you do get 1 grub, you do deny, of course, the 4 stack, which now gives 1 little boiling when attacking turrets. But don't want to trade your life for that. You're going to get first turret here on the bot side at the very least. That's going to reconcile some of the gold you lost in that play. And it is focusing some solo gold here onto Revon's Aphelios, who... Oh my... Stage 3, Dorado. Stage 3. You may have won the fight.
At what cost? It's all about the scuttle crab. That's the win condition right here.
You know what? That was pretty objectively funny. So we'll give the bigger picture.
MVP for the series. No matter what happens at the end, bigger picture wins.
Yeah, solo first Turgle though for Revon. Also a bit of a CS lead here. I don't know how many plates they got here that were solo. But it is a very nice injection of gold into this carry that was falling behind. And Nameless, I mean, you still got scaling on your side here. You got 3-1 and 3 Syndra. That's definitely scaling up. Looking to fully stack the tier here before the next dragon starts. You finally got a first item here on this Aphelios for Revon. So you got something in the tank here. Once we get to 2.5 items, then these carries should definitely start looking to kind of take over in terms of the damage department. Of course, that is a while out, and the fact that Revon did fall 0-3 this early on does mean that is going to be fairly delayed.
Yeah, just a little bit of pushback, but you know, there's definitely room to kind of make that up as well here. It looks like Syndra going towards that top side, Mordekaiser switching towards the bot, and now they're going to kind of let this roam here for the Rift Herald. So a good job of making those early rotations, but still having the TP for that Mordekaiser, finishing that Rift Maker, and now really going to be doing some damage. Ash Arrow going down to the Milo, just kind of sticking in there, not doing anything too crazy. Zin's out, trying to catch up as well. But Aphelios on the other side here, just poking out the blitz. TP being used by the Mordekaiser. A great fight here will be poked out here. Zin's out, going towards the backside. Milo, good job of supporting everyone away here. Skarner grabbing the Cassante, pushing him out, but nothing too much is going to be coming from that. Double target there. Syndra going to be picking up the kill as well. Skarner going way to the other side of the tower. Unfortunately, tower has the better damage here this time. Blitzcrank looking for the pull here yet. Ash Arrow not being up. Great damage being taken down, but the healing that is coming out on the Milo is great. That way, just shoving those abilities so far down the lane. There's nothing you can really do to stop that at this point.
Oh, not going for the hook. That's a quick look there. They have the ignite too. But yeah, 1-for-1 in the end there, amazingly. It looks like Nameless was gonna take that there. You saw the death realm come out for Master Gamer as soon as Dorakos just hops on in. It takes the Shins out of the fight, able to take them on down, and those health bars were so low on both sides here. But it felt like Nameless was the one kind of ahead, but 4,800 stamina, able to go over the walls. Alaskan Kodiak able to make it 1-for-1 there, going to the enemy jungle into the turret. Gonna make things interesting here because 40 seconds until the next dragon. You can see the inventories are filling up here off those resets. No one had 2 items just quite yet, but 1.5 items is the general benchmark here across the board.
Yeah, with those items too, these fights are going to be becoming a little bit shorter and shorter. These fights that we've seen the last, 2-3 times, they've lasted a good, 20 seconds of kind of going that back and forth. Who's going to make the mistake. Unfortunately, both teams playing very well to the point where it's not going to be that tipsy-turvy one-sided anymore. That Cassante being able to trade back and forth now with the Mordekaiser. Cassante having that TP, Mordekaiser not having it, so see ended up if Mordekaiser does start to run down there. Dragon all the way up, but no one's already taken it. Skarner might be pushed out here before the Dragon even starts. Good job by Zenzao staying in there, Milo. Ash Arrow going out, trying to grab. Unfortunately, not going to do too much damage just yet here with that Retribution. They are going towards the Dragon, and that will be number 3 for them, unless some crazy wicked play ends up happening.
No. Highly doubt it. There's no enemy jungler. The bigger picture getting caught there is kind of the worst possible situation. Because now with Soul Point here for Dorado Gaming, give them a lot of leeway here. Getting a Cloud Dragon here, or getting a Cloud Soul, gonna feel very nice. I know a lot of people are a little down on it. It's just 10% move speed, triple 20%, but that's quite a bit here. Helps you rotate around the map, but of course dodge skill shots.
Yeah, 10% does not sound like a lot, and it's one of those underutilized dragons that, especially if you have that run and gun team like you see on the side, Zenzao's running in, Blitzcrank's running at you, Ash is able to slow and kind of keep you on the outside. It really does compound and hurt, if you are allowing them to pick it up. So we'll see if they have that same mentality, if they're going to look for their own pick at that side as well. They have the Skarner, the Syndra, the Mordekaiser. I have yet to see him kind of really take someone to the Shadow Realm and make him pay for what the sins that they've committed. But maybe towards the next fight here.
Yeah, it might be a little bit till the next fight here. It is only 18 minutes on the board, so no Baron for another minute and a half-ish, but I doubt either this team's really going to be looking for a 20-minute Baron unless they get a similar fight to last game where you just get a 4-for-0 and then just transition right into the Baron. Other than that, we got potentially Soul here in just under 4 minutes time. Other than that, though, I think it's going to be mostly the wave clear game. Maybe we see a pick come out because there's a Blitzcrank and Ash in this game. That could make something happen. Maybe there's a skirmish on the side lanes here. I think the MO right now is let's just farm on up here. Things strong. Don't throw away anything because we want to be at tip-top game for the next Dragon or Baron potentially.
Yeah, we see Ward's coverage on both sides, just trying to make sure that no one's gained the upper hand here. Blitzcrank, you just need to always keep eyes on him because it's just that one pull that can really affect the game, or that objective, that you're going for here. So hopefully they use the buddy system, maybe some Banshee's Veils, something to stop up this Blitzcrank, because I think that's one of my biggest fears is kind of over the terrain. You get Blitzcranked and then all of a sudden that's it. Pulling the Skarner, though, probably not the best target, but does initiate the fight here anyway. Going pretty low, grabbing 2 there for the Blitzcrank and the Zenzao. Unfortunately, both of them survive both whatever onslaughts being used over here. Aphelios, good job of trying to kite out this Zenzao. Zenzao's going to be able to turn here in the next couple of seconds if he survives. Has to flash away here.
No way.
Being able to stand guard with, once again, shoving that person all the way back to the turret. Does end up using the ultimate, but turret unfortunately is able to do the damage as well. Wei and Cassante picking up the killer. That is twice we've seen Cassante really push back, a key piece here towards that turret. So great job.
Taraka should have not lived there, just getting by on the skin of their teeth, able to flash on out. They're googly moogly, and that's gonna give a 3-for-0 in the favor of Dorado. The tail end of that. Don't have a
Yes,
shoulder.
Garner, unfortunately, like, we called out the targets. Garner's not the one to pull. Grabs two people. Yes, they do get, pounded on right away, but there's just not enough damage. And we don't see that 3 to 4 item that can really start shredding the tank that he has. So it's hopefully the next fight, we get the priority pull.
Hopefully, yeah, because next fight is probably going to be Dragon in a minute and a half's time. You know, are at 2.5 items. Okay, good hook.
Let's crank. Great job pulling the Aphelios. Aphelios not having any sums up right now does survive the onslaught. From the other side, Ash unfortunately not having the damage as well. One completed item, not to that 2 or 3 point yet, but that Blitzcrank is starting to feel pretty good, judging their movement and really knowing where they're going to be.
Mm-hmm. And, never will get any sums out of that play. Or anything really. Oh wait. Maybe this hook lands. That's done less longer than I thought it would. There you go.
Yeah, that Syndra shove really does put a damper in your day when you're like, all right, we got her, and all of a sudden you're kind of stood there for 2 seconds. Not as bad as Morgana bind, but still pretty hurtful.
Yeah. Thing is, though, then you'd be picking Morgana.
You get penalized for being AFK once you hit the Morgana bind.
Yeah. Well, that and also Morgana just doesn't feel like the call right now.
No.
Even against, like, heavy engaged supports she should counter. It's like, Even with Caitlyn, mostly Zeke and Lux nowadays, it's only Caitlyn Morgana. But, that aside, 15 seconds till Dragon. Dorado Gaming have control over this river. You see the double control wards on this top side. They get the scuttle. They got an extra ward there in that bot side, so no one's going to be able to flank unless you hop over the pit.
Yeah, Blitzcrank getting pushed out a little bit. Does find a prio target, and that is enough first down with the Xin Zhao. Rift coming up as well. Looks like Mordekaiser is taking that all the way across. No, it does a quick little U-turn. Skarner being able to drag that Blitzcrank. Syndra picking up the kill there. And unfortunately on the back end as well, Ash killing up the Mordekaiser that took the Rift. And the Rift is kind of standing there just doing a little bit of a salsa dance in the mid lane. So not fully being utilized there. Xin Zhao still pretty healthy here as they move towards that dragon. And I believe this should be theirs.
Yeah, just an easy soul sweep coming on out. No one's in the area to contest. Gonna be happy to have this extra move speed here. Especially this Blitzcrank, like you mentioned. Just being able to catch people out more easily. Very deceptively strong. And also the slow resist here from 2 clones. When there's a Rylai's in the enemy Mordekaiser, you'll be... Of course, though, big thing is, you got Soul here. You got 3 kills in that mid lane. You're feeling pretty good if you're Dorado, even though it is only a small gold lead. Negligible, even if you just look at the raw gold available on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it seems like the scales are really tipping one way, but the gold says a whole other story. But you end up taking Baron here, and you're just going to have so much movement and pressure going in this here. Blitzcrank looking for possibly something with that move speed. He is just riding the lightning here. Does end up finding the priority target of Aphelios. Ash trying to do that damage. Does use the ult here on the Milo. Not going to find anything, but good damage coming out here. We'll see if they end up doing something with this. Way on the backside, we'll see if he ends up trying to stop a back and causing a fight. Xin Zhao going towards Skarner here. Blitzcrank over the side, barely missing that Aphelios, and it looks like they are going to back away here.
Gonna get the flash, gonna get the ulti. Save their mid lane here. Just barely, no one dropping.
They did bring out the Mord TP though, so that is some down for them. Cassante being able to kind of push freely here, and it looks like they might even be positioning towards Baron, and it is started.
Alrighty, because I mean, Alaskan Kodiak was in the top lane. Very easy to just walk on down to this. You're in the pit against a Blitzcrank. Okay, yeah, just backing on off. Okay, a little close for comfort.
Not being able to find one. Ash Vision going down there. Skarner trying to find someone. Unfortunately, not able to pick out a target. Cassante now diving towards that backside. End up finding the target. Mordekaiser trying to survive here. Unfortunately, is taken down here, and it is a 2-for-0 for them. And now the Baron is getting another look, but maybe a little bit more of a healthy one, as there's not a lot to be stopping them. Skarner down, and the Mordekaiser being able to take away the potential Smite battle.
Yeah, and right now it's 3 squishies that would be having to face check into a Blitzcrank.
And there's one of them right now, and they are not having the best of time. Did not stop the prioritize. There's a lot of health bars going down there from the Baron. Unfortunately, no kills ended up happening, but a gutsy move. They tried to stop, but possibly a little bit too much bleeding damage here, as they just should have slapped the Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, and now you're down Sol, now you're down Baron, now you're down all these kills. You're down 5k. It's not a knockout gold lead right now, but this is just the start of the Baron buff. You're going to have to deal with another couple minutes of the siege coming on through. You're already down. That's going to be a tough thing to stand up to here. At least you have wave clear, but you're going to be having to deal with this Blitzcrank just continuously running at you like we see right now, looking for these flanks, looking for that fog of war, just to land that one hook to make your life worse here.
Yeah, that Blitzcrank really just... we see now why it was banned out in that first game, kind of wreaked the havoc. And Xin Zhao really doing a good job too of counter engaging and really sticking in there and being that primary target. Going down here, nice job using that ult, pushing back the Skarner after he ghosted, trying to find someone, but they have that split lane here. K'Sante towards the bottom, really pounding out that tower, and someone either has to answer or they have to commit here to a battle, but unfortunately they're not able to find anyone.
Yeah, and that bot turret is taking a wallop right now. Okay, it is going to drop here. Doesn't look like Inhib's under any threat right now because Alaskan Kodiak recognizes I should probably back here. We're outside the map. That's the team's top side. I would be all alone here. But already breaking open the base here. Good value on this Baron buff you've gotten. See anything else here. It becomes lightning lands. I'm looking for a hook.
K'Sante towards the backside of this fight. They had enough time to go around here. Xin Zhao popping up, not grabbing a kill. Ashe grabbing it. Blitz as well.
No way.
Now the Syndra. Ashe kiting out this Garner so well with that movement speed that is granted here from her passive as well as the Cloud. And they're going to be running mid. I don't think there's too much to stop them here as well. You have the Mordekaiser. He's got the ult, but... I mean, as long as Ashe isn't walking forward, playing hopscotch, out front, I think they're going to be just fine.
I don't think this is the end of the game. Okay, actually, no. Maybe if they get Master Gamer here, this is the end of the game. Because they have Baron buff, they have the single grubs on everybody. It is going to be the ace here. Revon is back up, but they would just be looking to kind of die here for a 7th time this game. That's 1 Nexus turret down. That's 2 Nexus turrets down. Never mind, they had a kill.
Yeah, Ashe going down, picking that up, and that'll be another game here. 2-0 for the series.
And this one, I mean, was much more back and forth early on. Nameless able to take some names here in the mid game between the 10 to 16 minute mark. Problem is, Dorado, they're kind of able to keep their heads up in terms of the objectives, and they're able to just kind of snowball that here, get some nice picks before Dragon 3 and 4, get an easy Soul, get an easy Baron. Just kind of start winning all the team fights here, Gitano, and carry that on to a Game 2 win.
Yeah, K'Sante doing a really good job. We saw that back-to-back at that Dragon Pit fights, that he would grab someone, bring them to tower, and it's like, now our team is split. What are we going to do? And unfortunately, there's not enough follow-up that we saw. The Blitzcrank did a good job of sticking in there, finding everyone's patterns of how they're trying to dodge, and then just pulling them in one by one.
Yep, and as Blitzcrank hooks really did a number this game. We kind of saw, well, we can't see the damage chart, but, you kind of know based off the kills here and just how many of those hooks, I mean, they weren't always securing kills, but they were always putting on the pressure here, Gitano, and I'm expecting that Blitzcrank to hit the ban block again next game, but the question is, like, Nameless, it is match point here, and there is no losers bracket, so if you lose the next game, you're just kind of out of the playoffs entirely here. 0-3 fashion. What do you change going into the next game? Because things look, pretty fine in the early and mid game. You're able to keep up, but then things just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, we'll see if there's some silver scrapes being played here at game 4 afterwards into game 5, but I think it's just that they are unfortunately not able to be picking it up here towards the mid game. We see a little bit of faltering going on there. You know, your Syndra was doing great work earlier, but then you got to surround and support. Unfortunately, Philios not being able to be picking up any kills and really get that traction going on here. So I think just a little bit more of communication, grabbing that rotation, and maybe, you know, grabbing some early objectives from them.
Yeah, we'll see what Nameless can do going to this next game because tournament life is on the line. So we'll catch everybody on the flip side here. Don't go anywhere. We should be back with game number 3 in just a jiffy. All right, we are back with game number 3 and already into it here, Gitano. For those who haven't been watching so far, Dorado up 2-0 so far and been doing pretty solid for themselves. Very commanding game number 1, game number 2, a little bit more back and forth, but able to keep their heads ahead in the later stages of the game and just kind of one up their opponents at every turn. See what continues to happen here or what changes in this game number 3, because Nameless are once again back on the red side here. Gonna have to change something up here.
Yeah, I think more than anything, they're just going to have to maybe not give up the scuttle. As you pointed out, that is the point rate of
That's true.
players. If you give up the scuttle, or anything like that, you're done. So, Blitzcrank really kind of running them rampant here. For that game number 2, great pick. Sinzao really being able to get in and get out pretty effortlessly as he wishes. Unfortunately, not being able to support the Syndra and Aphelios not picking up, a little bit of traction here early kind of really dampered everything that was going for them here. So bans, we see the Aatrox coming out. That was in game 1. Wukong as well. That was hovered a couple of times, and the Viego, just the resets. They don't want to do anything for the 1v1 here. Other side, we see Volibear, Jinx, and that Karma as well. So nothing too early is going to be sticking out.
Well, this is definitely new from the Nameless. They're going to be locking in the Seraphine and Olaf here. Both flex picks now. Of course, Seraphine has always been a flex pick. Olaf used to be jungler with, top lane as a... Okay, all right, we're seeing the Kazakhs. This is spicy. Okay, because I don't know how the Kazakhs versus Olaf matchup works out in the jungle. I'm assuming this Olaf is going jungle. Because, yes, the Kazakhs can do some decent dueling early if you're able to isolate the enemy target. That's some pretty decent burst. But it's also against Olaf, who kind of just 1v1s everyone, especially early on. So, all right, we're just flying through here before we could formulate any thoughts.
They are flying through this pretty fast at Mach 5 here. Yeah, that ISO damage from Kazakhs is great early on, and if you get that evolve right away, but that true damage from Olaf, plus if it's groggy, he's going to be cracking some beers. He's not going to care if he's alone. He's going to be diving in there head first. So Seraphine and Nautilus being picked up here. So are we going to see that Seraphine towards the mid lane, you think?
Maybe. We haven't been seeing as much Seraphine mid lane. Especially these past few seasons. It's just due to her kit tending to work pretty well when you're with somebody, and you're usually with somebody more often in the bot lane. We'll see. Because I guess there are a few angles this could go. I'm leaning towards this being the AP carry Seraphine bot lane. And I don't know how that works into the Varus. Because Seraphine did get a lot of support-orientated changes earlier this year, and that did really hurt the AP carry bot lane Seraphine playstyle quite a bit, since they kind of nerfed a lot of the wave clearing her kit, a lot of the just free damage she gets. Okay, Ashe being hover. I guess it is Seraphine mid lane. All right, Gitano, you're correct.
I think I threw the random pebble and it hit the correct spot here. So Rombine banned out as well as Cassante. We saw the Cassante make plays towards that mid side, towards those Dragon Pits, and really do a number of damage. On the opposite side, Jace and Tristana that scaling as well. A lot of progression and some snowballing going on from her if she gets early, and that Jace poke that can come out with the hammer form. A lot of people underestimate how much damage that can do here, and I kind of want to see the Malphite if they hopefully flash it back here, but
it would be blind though, technically.
Yes. He's a pile of rocks. How are you going to defeat him? Ornn looks like he'll be picked up as well as the Thresh here.
Yeah, that Ornn gonna be giving some extra scaling here. Does mean you don't have the hardest of engage, not the most straightforward dive coming out from Dorado Gaming. Ornn, yes, is the tank DPS, assassin, bruiser, melee, whatever the copy pasta is. But
yes, and Malphite to the other side.
You do still have to walk into the enemy backline, even with the steering charge. And your only other dive buddy is like kind of Thresh, kind of Kazakhs, but Kazakhs very in and out. So might be a little bit tricky here. If you are trying to get on top of the backline, you don't really want that Ashe to be having free fire over you. Could also just be playing the counter engage game, because you are against Malphite, Olaf, Nautilus. Those are 3 champions that are very clearly going one direction, and that direction is towards your backline.
Yeah, with that Olaf just popping the Ragnarok and running at you, there's not much you can do but run out of the way here, especially with that Malphite Nautilus Wombo. Ashe being able to engage, Seraphine being able to pick someone out. That's a very scary comp on this side here, just being able to engage any way, shape, and form that they do choose.
Yep. So it's going to be an explosive game. I mean,
For sure.
a lot of these champions, kind of live or die by the blade, quote unquote. By that, I mean, it's mostly going to be these junglers. They're going to be the ones that are really feast or famine coming on out. Like, if you fall behind his Olaf, if you fall behind his Kha'Zix, you kind of don't really do much for the team. If you're Kha'Zix and you fall behind, you jump in, do 60 to 70% of the enemy ADC's health bar, and then promptly die. You're behind as an Olaf, you run in, land an axe or two, tank a couple abilities, then you promptly die. So,
Yeah.
jungle matchup, gonna be keeping my eye on that one here, because whoever falls behind gonna have a rough one this game.
Yeah, it's not going to be one that you want to fall behind. So we'll see if they end up going something a little more crazy in the beginning to try to get an advantage. We've seen the 5-point star here at the beginning, but we'll see if they end up swinging.
Yeah. Yep. Although technically last game we didn't see the 5-point. Well, we kind of saw a 5-point start as like a 4-point start for one side, and then they late invaded. But
Yeah.
I'm not expecting. Actually, we could have some action in level 1. There's a Thresh. There's a Nameless. A lot can happen, But yeah, I'm expecting it to be a little calm early on, like you mentioned here, Gitano. But these junglers do kind of want to farm up a little bit before they start ganking. Get the evolution, get the Ragnarok. Then you can look to really juice these lanes. But if you find a chance to snowball, we've seen what happens.
Yeah. Well, we'll throw it to break, and we'll see you back on the Rift here shortly. Don't go anywhere.
We are in it to win it, gamers. Or at least one of these teams will be winning this match. One of these teams might be winning the series off of this one if it is Dorado Gaming able to take home the dub here in this third match. Of course, though, equal footing going into this game number 3. See how things shape up here, because Nameless, they got to make the reverse sweep happen if they want to keep their playoff chances alive here, Gitano.
Yeah, 0-2 here. I mean, we've seen swings before. It's not unheard of here. Team Comp not looking too bad here. The Seraphine, a little bit of a wild card, so we'll see if it ends up working for them at the end here. Kind of the opposite side for the wild card, the Kazakhs as well. So, champs you really don't see too often, or at least the Seraphine in that spot. But I'm interested. I mean, if it works, you can't speak with end results. So, let's see what ends up happening.
Yeah, Seraphine. Well, also have to see. Voltage does have the comment here, which suggests it is going to be a much more AP centric build than the Enchanter centric build. Granted, even if you are building full AP as Seraphine, you do tend to be very supportive to your team just due to the fact. I mean, there's 2 forms of CC in your kit. You have a heal. Yeah, you tend to end up supporting the team even if you're trying not to. So, yeah.
Yeah, this bot lane looks like they've started into that early bush here. We'll see if they end up hooking someone right away, or if they're gonna wait for them to kind of bypass the minions here. Cheeky level 1 play, but I'm all for it here.
Oh, it lands.
Nautilus grabbing the hook right away here for the AD carry. Has to burn the ghost to get out. So that is a good sum down, but Nautilus taking a lot of backlash there. That auto attacks from Thresh and Varus being able to kind of poke it out.
Yeah, Llama does still have an extra pot, though, after this. I don't know if they have the biscuits this game. If they do have the biscuits, then they will just be able to sustain on up just fine. No biscuit has come through just yet, though, by the looks of it, unless they insta-popped it. I did not see. But, oh, ulti does come out. Hook does land.
Yeah, Thresh being now the point of contention here. Ashe trying to, unfortunately, the slow is not enough here at these low levels. But good trades back and forth. Landing those hooks early kind of really just puts the pressure on, just lets you know, like, hey, if you are, out in the wrong bit, we will be punishing you here. So the wet noodle fight towards the top side, or an ML fight, just lapping each other as they see fit.
Yeah, of course the Malphite should struggle a little into this matchup. Funnily enough, Malphite doesn't usually do the best against most tanks because your damage can't really cut through them, and they have enough base damage to at least chunk you. It is, a little ironic that you're a tank and you can't take tanks. But, oh, Ashe hook.
Yeah, going down towards the threat. First blood going over for the Nautilus. Great heads up play there. Burning the Ignite and Flash really grabbing on. Unfortunately, Varus trying to send back another kill the other way, but burns Flash and nothing for it.
Yeah, short casted the hail of arrows there. Because homie flashed and then just like hail of arrowed like 2 inches in front of their face, or about a few centimeters for the next
short something. Kazakh's here. Possibly looking to jump over, is going to be spotted out by a ward, and Olaf down there too, just in case something tries to happen. So they have to be going back and forth. Couple of axes being thrown out, no hooks though.
Is gonna make sure though that Nameless, they get a nice recall off here. You can see the wave currently in the middle-ish right now, but no attack. Does not really have the mana to turbo shove out this lane, and shouldn't be able to crash too many minions into this turret here before they have to back, because you don't want to be staying here. Is about 60% health bar, 10% mana on this Varus. Kind of really good. Okay, they do get it to crash into it, so silver lining here for this bot lane, but definitely gonna be on the back foot here since you are down that assist, you are down both your sums, and Llama has been ruthless with just the Hail Mary.
Yeah, Hail Mary, but you got Randy Moss in the back end, so he's big enough that he can just catch it whenever he needs to here. Couple of mini waves crashing, but still up in CS, 35-29 here. So not too big of an advantage. And Vampiric Scepter coming out for the VAR is just a little more sustaining towards that. I'm guessing the Blade of the Rune King route here, unless, something else changes his mind. Nautilus will be waddling up here, looking for another another great hook.
Yeah, Vamp Scepter gonna be very handy here. We've seen how aggressive the trades have been coming through, and if you eat a hook but walk away and survive, it's gonna give you the extra means to just kind of get yourself off. But could see some action here on the bot side. Hooks are ready. Hook does miss, and they gotta have a hunch that Llama is around here somewhere. Okay, now they definitely know.
Yeah, it does find the Vars again, just a little stutter step, but now it's doing a good job of just staying in the pocket, waiting for him to really make his move, and then throwing the hook after that. So Ash doing a good job. Well, does get hooked up on towards the other side. Ignite going down, Flay coming out from Thresh, and the Vars is able to chunk it out with the arrow as well. Now Nautilus being the next person here in line to die.
Ooh.
Double kill for the Varus. Yes, you picked up a Vampiric Scepter and mitigating the damage, but it ends up working here. Olaf trying to dodge everything that is going on. Ornald's going on, as well as the Talia grabbing out of both. Seraphine, unfortunately, taking the grunt end of it. Olaf having to blow Ghost to get out of there and finds Thresh, but does end up getting the kill. Picks up the shield, throws the axe, possibly going to another one, but Varus shuts that down completely. 3-0, picking up a unofficial triple kill throughout that entire fight series.
Yeah, and that's the entirety of the momentum lost here in the bot lane. Like, Nameless bot, they're doing so well there. You're landing hook after hook, you're putting down the pressure. Yes, it has only been one kill, but, it was about 5 minutes and 30 seconds when that whole event transpired, and it's like, you're fine with that by that point. But the turnaround there, just coming through, able to mow on it down the enemy opposition here, and has a cascading effect around the map, because you lose both your members bot while your jungler is doing dragon on a ward, so the bigger picture just gets caught out there. You also lose your mid laner there. Thankfully, you don't lose that dragon, but you lose grubbies in the top side, so that's 3 grubbies, 4 kills, and all you get in return is 1 kill. That is quintessentially a disaster here, and if we're doing replays, we'd probably mark down to do that as a replay.
Yeah, that's one of those, definitely you're kind of walking into the Pawn Stone store and be like, hey, I have this really expensive item, what can I get? And he goes, I can get $3 out of it. So you did not get your trade worth on that. Thresh throwing out the hook, trying to find another one, unfortunately not able to find anyone on that.
That's a flash.
So, yeah, going down. Ash trying to drag this out here, try to grab some help. Varus all going down, not able to find anyone, but we do have Olaf towards the backside there. Ash trying to find a corner where she can be safe, but being pinched there between the Thresh and the Varus. Ends up finding the kill, but there is the trade back. 80 carry for 80 carry, both go down.
But you get the shutdown here. That's 600 gold in this Olaf's pocket. Could have been a little bit more. Frost took a little dodge out of that whole hook, and enough time was bought there. Yes, Revon does drop, but you're trading 300 gold for 600 gold. Take that. You will definitely take that here as Nameless, and they do get the dragon in the end. I didn't see that happen. Some notes, but able to bring it back here. Things with them shouting distance in this ball.
Yeah, Olaf picking up that dragon there. Kind of started it before in that other fight and really got a little too low, unfortunately, to grab it. So, and Malphite towards that top side too did robe down and cause a little bit of disturbance in Kha'Zix, forcing him to kind of stick around as Olaf did get that objective there.
Flank being set up, a bit of a gank being set up, and Jinja Crystal Arrow lands. Might have been a bit too early though.
Yeah, it doesn't have any ghosts, but Thresh does pull down the cage here. It looks like topside they are going to be fine as well. Camera's going back and forth. Varus trying to pick up a kill, does end up picking up the Olaf towards the backside. Double Ash now, hopefully a triple here for it. The wall does come down for Talia, blocking off everything just in case. And a 3-0. You don't want to see Varus get this hot of a start early, and boy does he have it.
7-1-0. Good lord.
Yeah, plates as well on top of that
Oof.
too. Blade of the Rune King gonna be picked up. You got boots too to kind of run anyone down. It's kind of it's the scales are tipping here pretty heavily here early on, unless they can grab some stops or get some pressure elsewhere here. Top lane's kind of the lonely island right now. No one's going up there to save them. All eyes are on this bot lane.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because Nameless's bot, like they're able to get first blood, able to exert so much pressure, but it's just that one turnaround at about the 5.5 minute mark, and all of a sudden now there's a 7-1. Varus is also up an extra plate, not up any CS thankfully, but 7 kills, that's gonna be a very noticeable difference, and you're gonna feel it here with that completed Blade of the Rune King and the tier 2 boots to just the recurve bow. As right as grubbies are spawning, I don't think the HCs are going to really participate in this outside of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. However, Nameless, they really just don't want to be giving up this, because don't want to be giving up 6 grubs.
Yeah. And unfortunately, gave up Scuttle, so that's the indication the game is already over 3-0. Or no, that would be the sweep back over then. That'd be the game 1. Never mind, we are going to be going to game 4 at least because of the Scuttle, if that is an indication. It might be here. Kha'Zix trying to find the isolate damage on that Ashe and does pick up a kill. But trading on the other side here, that Olaf is going to be taking the grubs.
So technically the grubs will outvalue the 0 and 4 Ashe in terms of value as the game goes on. But you can see on the bot side right now, you're getting some plates. You stole the enemy jungle. You're getting some juice in the tank off of this one, and you don't mind giving up the 3 grubs. It's not like they're going to get the little voidling off of that. I might be set up here. Okay. Teleport coming out, but this turret's falling low. I think they're just going to be happy getting the TP and running away. There is no Enchanted Crystal Arrow to force this.
Yeah, Nalos being the looks there. TP being canceled out between the top side though. That turret going super low, tanking a couple of shots here is the Talia. Hook going down as well. Seraphine ult spreading across here, and unfortunately Ignite's going down, ticking, and save this Thresh. Just being able to save the skid here of Talia as she is running away from this giant space Nautilus.
Yep. And they get first turret on the bot side as well. Like, I know the world song was "Don't ever say it's over" if I'm breathing, but it is getting very close to the point where it is definitely over. Attempted dive in the top side here.
Yeah, Orin trying to just fight off the 2v1. TP coming in for Talia does secure the ult over, but unfortunately too much time has passed. Orin trying to pick some head of steam up here.
No.
A kill over for Blue Shell here for the Talia, and Kha'Zix as well picking up another one of those kills, as well as Varus. Surprise, surprise, 8-2-1 now. And they're going to be crashing into this mid lane. Dragon is up. I think it's going to be theirs for the taking as well.
Yeah, and Nameless are just so far behind right now. 5k. The only reason they don't have objective bounties is because those don't spawn until a minute and a half from now at 15 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if in 30 seconds from now we see the notification that objective bounties are available soon. And it's like, everything that Nameless has been trying after the 5.5 minute mark just has not worked out for the most part. They've gotten some small victories here and there, but as a large part, you can see on the scoreline 14-4, they're this far down goal. They get the first turret. Like, it's a rough place to be in, but you can't lose another one because you'll just be out of playoffs.
Yeah, right now it's kind of put down the shovel, put down the hole. Let's wait until we get a little bit out of this lane phase where we do excel to see if we can come back with something, because you do have the Malphite, the Seraphine, the Olaf that can kind of dive right in. It's just one after another. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting there to this point at this rate because there's going to be so many pickoffs here. They do end up giving the Dragon here and just kind of walking away. So, maybe they feeling a little bit more comfortable at this point here for that. So Chemdrake and Airdrake going over. Next one will be spawning here 5 minutes from now. We'll see if we're singing the same tune at that point.
Yeah. I mean, Silver Lining, You do get an objective bounty for that. The fact that you're up 2-0 in the Dragons department means if you stall out, you don't have to worry about the soul realistically here for like another 19 and a half minutes from now. And to be honest, if you're Nameless and you're able to survive an extra 19 minutes from this current game state, you're probably fine giving up the soul. Even if it is Ocean, and that would be really obnoxious for your team to deal with. Fact of the matter is, it would mean you get that extra lifeline, and see if they're able to pick something up here. Root misses, and alrighty.
Yeah, Talia just hopping on the good old surfboard, saying we'll see another time. Good luck and good day there. If they can turtle this out and stall another 10-15 minutes, yes, this game could be back within grabs because it just takes that one good team fight at Malphite being able to pick someone off and that team being able to support and come in. But are we going to get to that point?
Probably not. But this isn't like, this is an absolute terrible game state to be in if you're Nameless. Like, you're this far down. Your silver lining is the fact that you have 2 dragons. So that means if the game does stall out, you don't have to worry about soul. But this isn't a complete blowout lead. It's a, like, you're probably gonna lose in like 90% of situations just based off the current state of the game. But you do still technically have a chance. That chance probably gonna get a lot slimmer after this dive though. No, wait.
Turret does go down here. Kill going over for the Orin and Malphite. Unfortunately, not as rock solid as he thinks. Ash Arrow whipping past the Varus, so he is just gonna sidestep there. Also passing the Nautilus. Gives a little tongue out cat emoji right there. Love it.
Yeah, like, I mean, Master Gamer did almost get a kill there. The Bommies from Alaskan Kodiak was picking up turret aggro, but it wasn't enough, especially how low that turret was. If they had been able to get that kill in the mid lane here, even though there is no shutdown on no attack right now, that's still a that's still a kill, that's still an objective bounty off that turret, and that's still, you know, getting yourself closer to an even game state here. But yeah, like, things are still really bad for Nameless, but they aren't getting too much worse.
Yeah, they kind of stopped the bleeding. They're turtling more often right now and just kind of, you know, if they want to take a wave, they want to take an objective. We have a little bit of cushion. We have 2 dragons. Unless they really want to take Baron, you know, let's just grab some vision on that and see what happens here. So Malphite just trying to grab a little bit more tankiness as he can, and then hopefully TPing to a fight. Olaf as well towards that top side. I was hoping to see maybe a little bit more priority, trying to get that Malphite up and moving a little bit easier towards that towards the beginning here from the Olaf. They did strategize going more towards bot lane, but Varus has been shutting that down pretty frequently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard here at Nameless. Like, technically you have options here. You have Ashe, you have Malphite, you have Nautilus. You know, these are champions that you overstep, you can punish with them. But you just don't really got damage in the tank right now to back it up. You have this 1-5-2 Ashe sitting on the Kraken Slayer and a Zeal. That's not going to cut through this Ornn on the front line. It's not really going to be putting out a ton of damage. And it's not like you have the scaling advantage either. You have Seraphine mid lane sitting on the Roa, sitting on the tier. Like, that is going to take quite some time before you finish off both those items in the stacking department. And I feel like Voltage, they probably should have just avoided finishing the tier here right now and just look for more immediate power. Because you kind of need to survive the now.
Yeah, the row of the tier, I mean, you're looking at a 25-30 minute game where you really start to see that scaling and being able to really exert the pressure with that at the rate that this is going. But unfortunately, it's just not going to be there. So a 6, just about a 7k difference here for the team gold wise difference as we're looking at the charts here. Notably towards that jungle as well, we see about a k up on both, you know, on the sides, 2k up even for Vars for the AD carry role here. So I mean a k to 2k generally everywhere on that
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, bit of a yikers. Like that's kind of just been the song and tune here for the past
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I want to say like 7 minutes. When you consider this game now just hitting the 20-minute mark, Baron just spawning, like that's not a good look. I don't. Yeah, that's not it.
Yeah,
Sounded
Kha'Zix
good.
using the Invis ult, trying to find something here. Orin just trying to clear the wave a little bit here with the ult. Not going to find anyone or anything. Pops into the tower just to say hey and try to back them up just a little bit here. Kha'Zix is on the backside of this fight if they end up going in. Flash going down. They do find the Malphite here. We'll see how tanky he is. Unstoppable Force going the opposite way here. They're trying to kite this out. Talia as well. Seismic shove. Grabbing everyone there. This team fight is looking worse and worse by the second. Baron will be the next objective here that they are looking for after that pick of 2.
And it's the enemy jungler as well as one of said two, so this should be pretty easy take. You have an on-hit Varus in 9-2 and 2. You got Ginsus, you got Pork. Match made in Heaven Stray through this Baron. Of course, you know, even if this was the lethality Varus, you wouldn't really have too much of a worry doing this Baron right now because you're just that far ahead.
Yeah, Kha'Zix being able to fill in the damage with the isolation too, so there's plenty of damage to go around here for how far up you are. Unfortunately, they do have the engage buttons and tools on the side, but no one to really press them as we see everyone kind of running away at these moments. Thresh throwing over the lantern, picking up Kha'Zix from school, just gonna drag him to safety there.
And it's like, even if you land those, like, what's backing it up right now? You have a utility mid laner here going for a full stacking build. You have a double attack speed item Ashe right here. It isn't like you have a small back pocket. It isn't like you have like an Azir or Gaston or Kale in the back pocket where it's like, all right, you know, we hodl and then we just have like this insta win button or superstar 1v5 carry. No, you have Ashe, Seraphine, and Olaf for your damage right now, and they're very far behind. So like, Nameless, this is like well within the territory of like, they're gonna need more than just 1 year to come back into this game.
Yeah, it's one of those you either have to find someone kind of out from the rest of the group and kind of pick them off, you know, weakening of the herd, but you see they keep on grouping here, shoving towards the top side. They have that Ornn, whoever is splitting up there that can really 1v1 or even 1v2 if somebody does come out, and then pressuring that advantage. So if they're going to pull the trigger, they have to look at it here soon. Otherwise, it's like a boa constrictor. You breathe in and they tighten up a little bit. You breathe in and it just keeps constricting and constricting, and that's what we're seeing with this no damage and team comp that's afraid to go in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're not afraid to go in. They're like, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, hook comes out, but I know you watch football here because you've made a reference after I said goes wide or something to someone who or no, the Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary. I did the Randy Moss reference. Yes.
Yeah, you probably know a player that doesn't really hit the field goals all that often. Although.
Oh, I'm from Minnesota, so I know all about not hitting field goals.
Okay. Cool. I haven't really watched football since like 2010-ish.
It's always the same story for Minnesota. We look good and then we stumble over our own shoelaces.
Yeah. All I remember is like Patriots kind of winning everything. Detroit Lions suck.
I mean, when you have Tom Brady, it's hard to lose, but now he's not a factor. Back to the game here. This Ornn is just wreaking havoc here towards the top side, using that Baron buff very effectively, drawing the entire crew. Malphite trying to find Talia knocked out here. TP being used, but he doesn't really care. It's a 4v1, but he'll soak up everything. Ornn ult thrashing across two of them here. Kha'Zix diving towards the backline using Flash. Does end up picking the kill from Ashe. Does not have the wings evolved yet, so can't jump out yet, but it's still surviving. Quite a bit of damage here. There was of the Varus kill going out as well, but 2 for 1, and only the jungler really going down. That's going to be the cracked base there. Inhib 1 going down, Inhib 2 possibly. They could rotate up and grab Inhib 3, or they could possibly just try to walk in these minions, I believe.
Yeah, and you saw some glimmers there of what the Nameless comp wants to do here. Like, Rebon actually staying alive for a decent amount of time there against a 3-0 Kha'Zix. Well, 2-0 at that point, but the heals were just not enough. You don't have enough damage to contest. Right now, your base is in tatters. You try and save this second inhib here. You squat. These are just marching on in, and I don't know what else to say here. This could just be game right here, right now.
Yeah, Nameless popping up that Vars. Unfortunately, no follow-up is being had it on that. Olaf not able to use the ult and really get to the back line, and Vars is able to free hit towards the back. Yes, you ended up trading 2 kills here, but it wasn't on the right people, unfortunately. They do end up backing out, looking towards a dragon. They're going to pick that up. Kha'Zix now grabbing another ocean. We'll see if they end up posturing up Baron here for that last minute, or if they're just going to run it down mid, grab some super minions, and say, hey, thanks for trying, but we got it.
Yep. And, I mean, props to Dorado Gaming. Like, they've basically looked solid all series. Definitely had some mistakes in that game number 2. A few slip-ups in that game number 1, but this game number 3, like... I mean, they kept it even in the mid lane. Top lane was tank versus tank. And that doesn't typically snowball too hard. Bot lane, you know, there's so much aggression there, and you did fall behind early on by a little bit. Able to just counter that, and basically as soon as that happened, it feels like Nameless lost all their life in this game. Just not able to do anything. Their one game plan was, yeah, let's just camp bot, let's just punish bot, put their bot lane behind, and as soon as that didn't work out, 5.5 minutes into the game, it's just been downhill since then.
Yeah, they discovered the win con and kind of really just kept on hammering and hammering and hammering at home here. And as well as for Nameless, you got to pull the trigger. This is the team comp that wants to go in, that wants to have that clean team fight, put them in that little pressure gauge in the jungle here and really try to pop them out here. TP going down. This is a 4v1. My initial instincts, I'm not too worried. Yeah, she might go down for this, but it also might be too late. They needed this towards that early to mid game where they can really start to make some noise and damage with it. You committed a lot of resources, and now another fight's about to break out. You know, do you have enough for it? Orton trying to find Ashe trying to kite out a little bit. Unstoppable
Negative
force,
damage, bro.
not being able to find anyone, unfortunately. Orton tearing through 3 of them here towards the backside. Kha'Zix and Varus.
Okay, that's a shutdown.
Trying to get out. They start to get a little momentum here as the tanks beef up a little bit here and able to take down the backside. Maybe a little bit too much relief coming in from that Varus, just being like, I still think we got this. Positioning, he wasn't really running away, was kind of neck and neck with him up front, and that is now Baron for Nameless.
Huge fight. Even if they don't get Baron here, that's 4 for 0. You save your base. You get a bunch of shutdowns there as well. I mean, let's be honest, especially I was kind of counting Nameless out of this one, because there's still 10k down. Even after that miraculous fight, this could go terrible, though. You see these health bars right now. You see this Talia coming in, you see that Kha'Zix on the flank. Yeah. Ooh. Wait.
Olaf just running with his life here. Kha'Zix picking up a kill. 2 now. Maybe looking for the 3rd. Talia trying to find something from Olaf not finding anyone, and they're going to restart the Baron here. You had a great objective in your hands, and you kind of just let that slip through, unfortunately, you know.
Because Voltage had to be in base there, you know. There was supers collapsing in, you can't just leave that open. It's like, yeah, we technically have damage here, but there's still a full health enemy jungler. This is a 50-50 at best. Now the Baron buff, the base still wide open. Yes, bot lane is coming back here for Nameless. Right as they get that glimmer of hope here, it just topples all down. But I understand why they went for that here, Gitano. Like, they really just had to, as a big fight.
Unstoppable force going up towards the Varus. We see the Seraphine as well blow the ult over, and that's the wombo combo we're looking for. Olaf being able to tank up and punish a whole bunch here. Talia doing a good job towards the backside, picking up the double kill, looking for the triple here on the Olaf. Does end up picking that up towards the backside here. We see the fight going on. Kha'Zix, Ashe, Thresh, all trying to dance around a little bit. Unfortunately, the Baron minions doing a little too much work, picking up that tower, picking up number 2. They get the Varus, but they lose the series here, 3-0. great games.
Yeah. I mean, Nameless, there were a glimmer of hopes there. There was a 4-0. Great start to that last fight there, but the matter of the fact is, you just didn't really have damage there. We saw that Ornn just tanking up everything here from the side of Dorado and able to face tank everyone to oblivion there. It was just too little too late, it feels like, here for Nameless. Like you mentioned here, Gitano, had that happened earlier in this game, around the mid-game mark or even in the later stages of the early game, this could be much different right now. It could be a much more even game state. Maybe we're even going to game number 4 at this point, but as it stands, 3-0 sweep for Dorado.
Yeah, maybe towards, that second or third dragon, kind of really put them in that little corner while they're in the jungle. Let's pinch them in between walls here and really use that wombo combo. We saw it come out early and it was devastating, but unfortunately too little, too late.
Yeah, and you saw it there. Just not being able to do enough, especially with this low damage composition. Yes, you were able to blow up the Varus here, but what's left in the tank after that? Nothing to really take down the Ornn here. And 3-0 for Dorado. Having a very solid sweep here in this first round of the playoffs. That's going to take them to round number 2, the quarterfinals. You got to be feeling good.
Yeah, it was great play by them. They played solid entirely throughout. There was a couple of stumbles, but they never really let that affect them. They stuck to their game plan. They had a solid ground team that, looked good on paper and translated to the games as well. So great job by them.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing them here throughout the rest of the playoffs. This is sadly the end of the line here for Nameless. They are going to be dropping out of playoffs. Still made playoffs, so props to them. Pat on the back, that is still something to write down in the books. I think that's going to do it here for us, Gitano.
Yes, great casting, great games. Happy to be around. Can't wait for the next games upcoming. We'll see you then.
Bye.